In the last video, I've shown you how to create a new project faucet, Taiji faucet. Now the next step, we're gonna update the configuration to deploy this service to the Kubenetes cluster. First, let's check out the environment. So this is my master node Kubenetes cluster. So let's take a look at this cluster. So we have 4 nodes, 1 master, 3 workers, and each node got 32 gig memory. We need Consul to be ready so that the service deployed to Kubernetes gonna register to the Consul. And here's the Consul screen. I've already got this application deployed to Consul, but we're gonna walk through the configuration again. This is the project folder. I made some update already for configurations, so you can see what has been updated. So first, I update the build.sh so that we can create Docker image and push to Docker Hub. The modification just change the mode from a text file to executable, so that this build.sh can be executed from the shell. Modify the secret.yaml. To add a Consul token. So you can see we have Consul token add here. The token, you can find the token in the discovery tutorial. I just copy from there. The next file update is the server.yaml. So in server.yaml, I enabled dynamic port to true, so that the Left4j can find available port on the host network to start a server service and then register to the Consul. For service.yaml, I made some update to add this section. So you can have registry URL and Consul client implementation, as well as Consul registry. And load balance will be round robin load balance, and the light cluster to implement cluster interface. So this is the entire section like for Consul registration. So those are the 4 files updated. Basically, 3 files updated. The build.sh just to change the execution mode. We have copied over several files. Client trust store. This client trust store contains the Consul certificate, and client.yaml, which is just a copy from the server discovery folder. And we create a new file called consul.yaml. Let's take a look at those files. This is consul.yaml. Basically connecting to the Consul server, the Consul node, 188, with HTTPS. The service will be deregistered after 2 minutes if Consul cannot connect to this service. the check interval from console to service is 30 seconds. We just enable the HTTP check so that console gonna call the Taiji faucet service health check endpoint to ensure the service is alive. For the client.yaml, there's nothing different. We just copy over, just specify, okay, we get this using this client trust store. And for this particular client trust store, I just use a key tool to list all the certificate in this trust store. So we have a Consul CA, which is the certificate authority, and we have Consul certificate, and we have the server certificate. So this server certificate is the default one if you generate from the live code gen, if you enable the client. So that's all we've changed. So after all the changes done, what we need to do is we can just create the Docker image by issuing the command like this. Something like this. So once this command is completed, it will basically build a Docker image and push to Docker Hub, so that you can use Kubecontrol to pull the image and deploy this to a Kubernetes cluster. So I got this step done already, so I'm not going to do that again. So let's go to the sandbox and see how we can deploy this application. First, we need to create a deploy script. So here, I created a deploy script already. This deploy script basically like copy over from the service discovery example, and we change it a little bit, the name, the project, and the labels. And the most important thing is this is the image we're gonna pull from Docker Hub. And you can see here we use host network equal to true, and we are passing in the status host IP into as the environment variable into the container, so that the container knows from this downward Kubernetes API, container knows which IP address the host is, so that they can register itself to the console. To start the service, we just do this kubecontrol create and -f, and then this deployment script. Since I got this up running already, I won't do that again, but we can just delete it and restart again. Once it's started, you can check the log files. Sorry. Let's get all the pods. So this is the pods we are gonna check. So this is the logs from the server. And after deployment, you can see it shows up on the console. And this is the IP, and this is the port number. If you want to try this service, you can come back here, try to access the service with the IP address and the port number. Let's try that out. So this is from my local, and the deployment is on the Kubernetes cluster on the cloud. So let's give it a try. using curl command. So it works. So this concludes like the deployment to the Kubernetes cluster. In the next video, I'm going to try to set up the light router to connect this service, so that the service behind the router, nobody knows this service. Only the router knows, can do the lookup. And the router will have a static IP address. I'm going to deploy to one of the VMs. Thank you. Bye.